course with a bag of clubs and a little white ball. Today it's the turn tennis players. Now, as far as we know, outdoor tennis courts aren't able to be used, although we had a call from Stephen earlier today who said that his local club people have been playing. But it seems that athletics tracks are open, outdoor pools are open as of Monday, and cricket nets on the sides of ovals are open, yet weirdly skate parks are closed, basketball courts are closed, and tennis courts, we are told, are closed. Our next guest is a director at Whites Lane Mulgrave Tennis Club, Delith Samuel. Good afternoon.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. Now, can we just confirm, because we've had contradictory reports, outdoor tennis courts are closed, aren't they?
That's right, yeah.
Right, okay. Does it seem odd that one can run around an athletics track, swim in an outdoor pool, or practice cricket in the nets? That's all now okay, but tennis is not?
It's really dumb. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. So I don't know if you know how tennis courts are really on council land, so we follow under council directives, and they follow under the directives of obviously the Chief Health Officer, Department of Health or whatever. So we work under that. So we opened really well in the stage 3 lockdown under lots of protocols. You know, people signing in, booking courts, having venues supervised. Some places are lucky they've got external toilets and so on, but we were allowed to go through the clubhouses to use the bathrooms if people needed that, and as long as we were cleaning up. So I could go and get you today the records of everybody that came in on every day during that period and what times they were there and all that sort of thing. And so we were really optimistic based on the communications from Tennis Victoria that we'd be able to open up again. And of course, a lot of coaches. So the way that tennis clubs work is we lease the venue from council, and then the club usually hires a coach to run coaching services at the club. And that's a really important partnership because they provide the new people that feed into the club and provide the service that people want if they want to learn. So on a lot of kids stuff and so on. So those people literally haven't been working since the beginning of March. So a major issue, of course, to them is then to then see that why personal trainers can have 2 people and how that is somehow safer. So you know, we're hearing repeatedly that this is all evidence-based on the advice of science and God knows what all else, but there's no evidence to say that what we did before wasn't safe or that it resulted in community transmission. Yeah. And I totally empathise with the golfers as well, because a lot of tennis players play golf too.
Yes. Look, the only thing I can sort of imagine is that some of these facilities don't have a clubhouse. So a lot of athletics tracks, you know, if you go there, you just go there. You don't go through a clubhouse. But maybe the government sort of thinks that it is stepping through the tennis club clubhouse or stepping through the golf clubhouse. But I mean, the weird thing is skate parks don't have clubhouses either, and basketball courts certainly don't. It just looks like it's being made up as they go along, doesn't it?
I think so. But the clubhouses weren't being opened before. They were only allowed someone to go to the bathroom, and we had our venue supervised, so no one was allowed actually in the clubhouse at all. Unless they had to go to the bathroom or someone refilled water bottles for them, etc. But everyone managed that before. And of course, tennis clubs are lucky in a sense because they're fenced off and usually have an entry gate.
Yeah.
And pass and all that sort of thing. So it doesn't make any sense, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a contact sport. I mean, the only person-to-person contact I can conceivably think about is maybe shaking hands before and after a game, and the fact that you share the balls, and which that's pretty low risk, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, when coaches came back before, they did things like they ran one-on-one classes or a couple of kids from the same family and so on, so they didn't have all that squad stuff going on, so sharing of equipment. But all those protocols were supported and advised and framed up by Tennis Victoria and all those guys. So everyone knew what they needed to do, and I think was very respectful and very responsible of, if you like, the privilege of being allowed to open up. So it was really, it's just mystifying that they haven't allowed it again, because there's nothing. You know, it's great that kids are now able to go back to school, but I've got a 19-year-old who finished school last year who was actually waiting to go to university in America on a tennis scholarship.
Oh, right.
He's wasn't able to go because the embassy couldn't issue the visa and all that sort of thing. And, leaving the country is well nigh impossible. Getting in is also pretty hard.
Yeah, well, getting in I understand, but why the Australian government wants to stop people leaving, I don't. Hey, your son with the tennis scholarship, did he inherit his ability from you?
No, God no. I don't know. Actually, we've got 3 boys. They all played tennis, but the middle one was pretty good. He had some ATP points in doubles. He's currently at University of Sydney, and of course he's coaching there. He's coaching during his holidays there. So it's all opened up there.
I know. Trust me, I've got a brother-in-law who lives in Sydney, and we've got friends up there. They send us pictures. Oh, here we are on the beach, and here are the kids doing this. And we had a holiday in northern New South Wales. It's fantastic.
That's the same.
All right. Yeah, Dallas, look, I appreciate your time. We're going to try and put all this to Martin Pakula, who's, amongst other things, the Minister for Sport, we believe. I mean, we had futsal centres closing yesterday because it's indoors and people can't use them. Tennis courts can't reopen. Skate parks are closed. Basketball courts are closed. But outdoor pools and cricket nets and athletics tracks are open. Doesn't make sense. 9600 693 13 13 30.